Welcome, everyone, to episode 14 of the All Around Podcast. We are Players of the Round Table. Today is May 30th, 2017. My name is Nick. Followed with me, as always, is the beautiful, lovely Jermaine.
Hi.
Really Jeremy, but, you know.
Jermaine, Jerome, Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, Bobby, based off the gamer tag.
Yep.
I guarantee people, I've actually had a couple people ask, too, on the live stream sometimes, when I go Bobby, they go, who is Bobby? And I'm like,
Bobby.
oh, it's Jermaine. And they go, who the fuck is Jermaine? There's so many. I'm like, no, it's all
me.
Jeremy. It's all Jeremy encompasses all.
Hello. It's me.
But, so we got, it's been a weird week.
Yes.
Can we just say that right out the gate? It's
You're
weird.
growing out your beard.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I need a shape. But no, it's been like rando information.
Yep, but nobody saw it coming.
Yeah, but it's also there's like a little bit of info for every genre.
Yeah.
Too. I found that very interesting.
Every genre, every system.
Yeah, it's very vague, but we'll try to tackle as best we can. There's not really any subject to super going on, but I mean, there's a lot of just updates.
Yeah.
So yeah. So by all means, Jeremy, why don't you start us off?
What do you want to start with?
No, man.
Let's do recent releases.
Okay.
So on Friday, Friday the 13th came out.
Mm-hmm.
Which everybody was super excited for. I was excited for it.
Ironically, not on the 13th.
Yes, no, not on a Friday the 13th.
Had one fucking job.
Yep.
No, anyway.
Literally could have been like 2 months ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's cool. So, Friday the 13th, I was excited for. A lot of people were excited for.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Kickstarter game for those of you that don't know.
Yep.
And basically, if you backed a certain amount of money, you were going to get a physical copy. So everybody kind of assumed that we'd get physical copies.
Well, because it did hit its initial goal.
Yes. But because it got more,
yeah,
it wasn't enough to get physical copies to retail, but it was enough to keep working on the game. So they added the single-player component.
Yep.
That's not available yet.
Yeah. But they did hit it.
Yes, they did hit it.
Just to clarify.
But the game had a lot of server issues. The game is not performing very well. Everybody assumed single player would be out day one. A lot of people were trying to get it physically. None of that happened.
Also, price for it is $40.
Yes, so it's $40.
It's steep enough where you expect
it
a
should have
whole
been $30.
game. Yeah. Well, yeah, you expect a whole game. That's more important. Like, my thing is, like, do $30 for the multiplayer, and then a $10 even later installment for when single player comes out. Yeah, but anyway.
The game got a 5 out of 10 for user score so far.
Makes sense.
IGN doesn't have a review. Game Trailers doesn't have a review. GameSpot doesn't have a review.
I mean,
Metacritic doesn't have a % yet.
Yeah. I mean,
so
it kind of makes sense, though, too, because yet again, it's like the single player's not in it yet.
So do you even review the game yet?
Exactly. But, I mean, it is important, at least, because I know that you wrote it down for a reason, but it's like, no, it is important that the users are, you know, putting in their input already. Yeah. And yeah, if it's 5 out of 10, I mean, I watched already a lot of live streams, and people recording, and it's very mixed. I mean, it pays homage to the original, like, Friday the 13th games in the sense of, like, you know, there's particular ways to go about killing Jason, stuff like that.
Right.
But the problem is, too, they don't give anybody a tutorial.
No.
Like, there's a premise of, like, here's how the fuck you play the game, but not how you kill Jason, how you even start to attempt it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue that I think a lot of people are having, is they just throw you out there into the wind, and I don't think it's a game that was even intentionally meant to be that way. Like, I don't think it was supposed to be like, hey, we're going to make this very hard and difficult because of that. I don't know. Like I said, that's just my opinion on it for that part of it. I don't know. I don't know if they're solely trying to pay full homage to the older games and try to just make it more figure it the hell out and then get the community built. But the problem is, if you're just... Well,
I think they added the element of you have to figure this out as intentionally trying to be a horror thing. Well, yeah. But it didn't come off that way. It came off annoying.
Well, and also, too, and the worst part is it's too intricate.
Yes.
Because you need everyone to play their own part. Right. But you don't know what everyone's doing.
Yep.
And it's almost in, like, the best way, or at least the best way I can think of right now is, like, how a raid would work. Where one person needs to, you know, DPS the boss. One person needs to heal. One person needs to gather an orb to do damage to the boss or lower the shield. And it's like, the problem is, imagine going into a raid blind, and then you have to do specific 5 steps for each character in a certain order in those steps, and that's the only way you can kill the boss.
Yeah.
And you're purely just figuring it out through trial and error. yes, there is an element of difficulty with that. But first of all, nobody who's buying this game knows that out the gate. No one is prepped for that.
Because everybody was playing it to have fun.
Exactly. And because multiplayer.
Yep.
And also, too, I think the other big challenge that is, I think, coming across tougher in this game as opposed to other ones is there is also a human player playing as Jason.
Right.
This is not a game where 4 or 5 people are playing against a computer known as Jason.
Yeah, they're playing
against another person. So that other person is just trashing them as they're freaking the fuck out trying to figure out what to do.
Does the person playing Jason know how he can be killed?
I don't believe so.
See, that makes it even worse.
Yeah. But well, that's the thing, too, because you don't even know then what to look out for. You don't know. Now, of course, even naturally, too, like, I don't want to sound ignorant with this. Naturally, too, the kids at the camp can do damage to him.
Yes.
But it is almost impossible, at least, especially for a human player.
Right.
Who's playing Jason, who clearly would just be like, oh, I can murder you in 2 hits, like, basic. Yeah. To not die without, doing the set order of specific ways to kill him. And I mean, also, too, at the same time, it's good to get a community build-up and have, the community work together and be like, yeah, how the fuck do we kill him? But then you also hit that ceiling cap already of day 1. You already figured out how to kill him. Yeah. So now it's just purely a question of, are the 4 people going to do, or 5 people, going to do the set thing in the right time? Or is the Jason person already know what to look out for the first step and going to fuck him over? Yeah. So... And I feel like once the game, and even 2, I mean, this sounds awful to say, but I already feel like you give this game 2 weeks out for people who are veteran players, if that's even the right term, and you're already going to have people go, yep, I just know that if I'm Jason, I have to go to the generator. If I block the generator, no one can kill me. Yep. And then I'm set. Or if they're the human players, I have to hit the generator. If I don't, I'm already going to quit.
Right. Yeah.
And not waste the 20 minutes of Jason trying to run around, kill people slowly. Because that's the other thing. 2, it's not like a regular multiplayer match where if some dudes could, like, for Overwatch, if there's a Reinhardt who's just kicking all of our asses, we know to just fucking die and let him capture the point and it's done. And we can end the game 5 minutes shorter than usual. Right. With this game, it's a lot harder because Jason's slow as fuck. Yeah. So it's like, if you're going to even try to attempt to be like Wipe, you gotta go through the steps for it too. So, I don't know. I'm just disappointed. It's just kind of that thing. The best way I can describe it's like Mighty Number 9 syndrome. Yeah. Build up. The concept was awesome.
And the worst thing is that the servers day 1 were as bad, if not worse, than Deformer's servers. It's true. Which Deformer's has a 1 out of 10 on Metacritic for the user score. So. And that's all due to servers.
I think that has fluctuated though.
Yeah.
But but day 1. I mean, day 1 you expect
it was bad, and it's just yes, this is an indie title. It is an indie company. It is a company that has not done major games before. Mm-hmm. So you might expect a little bit of rocky road in the beginning.
Of course.
But not that bad.
No, of course.
Not hour-long waits to find a private match with 5 of your friends. Mm-hmm. It's not that difficult.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't know.
No. I totally get it. I mean, I think that's where... Like I was just saying, it's one of those things where the Kickstarter had a completely great idea. Yep. And, like, I think that's where even going back, kind of, that's where Yooka-Laylee almost just missed the mark, in the sense of they missed the failure mark. Of, like, they hit the expectation. I mean, of course, I think people just gave it a mixed review overall because it just wasn't Banjo-Kazooie. Right. But at the same time, it couldn't be. Because if it was, people would just get pissed that it was a copy.
And it probably would have been a lawsuit.
Exactly. So, like, that's where, for me, like, I was all for that concept.
I think Yooka-Laylee is going to do really, really well when it comes out on the Switch. I think it is a game that is made for the Switch. And yes, I'm glad it came to Xbox and PlayStation. But I think it should have been more geared towards a Nintendo console. Yeah. And when it comes to the Switch, I think it'll be great. Yeah.
Well, so really quick, though, too. I mean, we'll maybe bring back up Friday the 13th once the single player comes out. That might potentially change how we talk about it now. But yeah, I mean, just right now, it's just kind of a shitty situation. And coming from a dude who watches every horror movie ever, and who's watched every Friday the 13th movie alive, and like every, the second half of them being god awful, but still loving to watch them. Yeah. No, it is disappointing. It's just a shame. That's the best way to describe it. It's not the worst thing ever. It's not a cataclysmic event. It just sucks. It sucks that a kind of newish concept of a game just didn't hit the mark the way we wanted to. But at least it's kind of like how you brought up, I think like 3 episodes ago with like For Honor. Like it's just the fact that people are trying new IPs and really getting that going. I think that's the most important thing. You know, so yet again, it's a misstep. But overall, I think we're on the right track.
Yeah, and I think
direction.
Everybody in the developer community can learn from the mistakes from this game.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is good.
Absolutely.
And I want to see more stuff like this. Like, have you know, these small steps towards great things, and they work everything out. So we can get like a high budget AAA title, Friday the 13th game, or like horror mashup game, or something like that.
No, totally. Or even like a Freddy game or something where it goes off that concept of Freddy's killing 5 people. Can you escape your dream before he gets
or
you
like
or
a Leprechaun game developed by the team from Outlast.
See,
like, but dead serious, that would be terrifying.
See, I would go funnier but more serious and go Gremlins.
Yeah, but Gremlins isn't scary.
Gremlins could be scary.
But
Gremlins start like hopping out.
But now the Gremlins are in Lego Dimensions, so we already fucking missed that.
Yeah,
point.
I guess that's. Yeah, but see, like Gizmo though, like nice Gizmo is in Lego Dimensions.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Be cool.
Or they could do both.
Yeah, they could.
Leprechauns and Gremlins. Leprechauns versus Gremlins.
And the final boss is Chucky.
Oh shit!
Boom! Everybody's small. All these short people running at you.
The post-credit scene is Jason and Freddy are walking toward like the screen just to do the prelude.
Yep.
Oh Jesus Christ!
And then Michael Myers' his face just pops up in the background, and then you get some other scary person. And they break off into like the beginning of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yo, great. So really quick, this is like terrible because I'm like breaking the whole subject right for a minute.
Yep, I see.
You're already like
where your mind's going. Yep.
No, I'm not even going here. The whole, just really quick, this one that's like blowing my mind if we are talking about horror movies and stuff, the whole Mummy thing. And did you hear about the whole, Russell Crowe role for the Mummy?
No.
So, really quick, spoilers for anybody who, like, literally tune out for, like, maybe the next 30 seconds.
Also, we're talking about a movie now.
Yeah, I know, now we're talking about a movie really quick.
Yep.
He's Dr. Jekyll. They're doing
that makes sense. I know they're doing the Monster Universe.
They're doing the whole dark universe.
Well, now it's called the Dark Universe.
The Dark Universe. Right. So that's what they're doing.
So and it's the Mummy. It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's Frankenstein's monster.
Yep.
I forget. Oh, Johnny Depp's playing the Invisible Man.
There it is, which is hilarious. Let's get the most attractive dude and put him invisible in the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, really.
Snailed it.
So
sorry. Anyway, just had to talk about it real quick. We're on horror movie rant. We never got a chance to talk about it.
Yep.
Maybe we'll talk about a goddamn silver screening. Who knows?
Yep.
Anyway, sorry.
All right, so Switch, another indie game that came out on Friday, Rime.
Yes.
Which I don't know a whole lot about, but I really like the art style of the game.
So I have a couple things to talk about, but why don't you bring up the reviews first?
Yep.
And because I can go in based off the reviews.
So the user review on Metacritic is 6.5 out of 10. The percentile is 81%, which its best review being an 8.7 out of 10. Mm-hmm. So it seems like it's doing pretty well.
And the percent is actually the review score,
yes.
Right?
Yep.
Just to clarify. So here's the thing. From what I've read up, and same thing, I haven't got a chance to put time into Rime at all, but I got a lot of opportunity watching it because I didn't feel right talking about it without checking into it. Here's the problem with Rime. And this sounds awful to say, but it is. It is a game that is set up to be like Journey.
Yep, and
does not hit the mark.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like good moments.
Yep.
But not a good overall. You have a lot of just like lag time in the middle where you can clearly tell you're just tediously wandering. Whereas Journey, even though you were, I mean, let's be honest, you really kind of were.
Yeah.
But there was a mysticism to it.
Yeah.
And the environment was so encapturing. You didn't care if you were just like, wandering off or picking up 1 or 2 extra scarfs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was stuff to do. Also, you could fly once you got far enough in it. Whereas Rime, it's very stagnant. And it's just like how I said, there's beautiful moments in the game. Like, that's where overall I could definitely see it. It's not a bad game by any standards. Not at all. It's just, it's a game that tries to play like other games in that genre and doesn't do as well.
And I also think it came out too close to ABZU. Because ABZU is very similar to Journey.
And hits the mark.
But it does it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does it. It's a really, really good, relaxing, intricate experience that you can play for a couple hours and it feels like time didn't go by that.
Yeah.
It's
fun. ABZU was... This is going to sound bad because Rime is it is, of course, creative. But I think ABZU really hit the mark really well, too, because they went underwater.
Yes.
Like, they did a whole environment of, like, what if people not really got to
and Rime, explore. Whenever I look at Rime, the first thing I think of is, this is the world that the boy from The Last Guardian came from. Yes,
that's exactly what I think of. Because it's so funny you say that. That is exactly what I think as well.
And then there's also this game coming out, might already be out. It's a really, really indie title called Shyness.
Not out yet.
Okay. All right. I didn't think so.
Nope.
But this game reminds me of that game too. But Shyness is very different. But the art style kind of reminds me of the same thing. So every time I look at trailers, I'm like, oh, it's Rime.
Yeah.
But, and you can tell the differences. I'm excited for Shyness. I actually liked them when they first announced that was even
a game. It looks definitely
Did you see that?
Yes.
I dropped the pen and then caught it. It was great.
It was good. It was a good moment.
Yep, I was so proud.
It was a good moment.
Yep.
Oh, gosh. So, So Rime's just a thing.
It's a thing. It's a game.
It's
like $30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30. $29.99 retail price.
Mm-hmm. All right, then let's move up to the other game that came out today, which is another smaller title. I wouldn't say indie title, but smaller title.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Star Trek Bridge Crew for the VR, PlayStation VR. It was PlayStation VR exclusive, right? It didn't come out on Oculus or anything.
You are correct.
So, this is a really, really cool concept game that was supposed to be done in New Generation, but it winds up being done in the J.J. Abrams universe.
Yeah.
Which they never really said that they were ever going to change that. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
But it's a game that you can play by yourself. It's also one of the very few VR games you can play online with other people. And you can play with 3 other people where 4 of you command the Bridge of the Enterprise. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I think that there was a lot of potential for it. And I think it did okay with what it is. I think due to the lack of people that have VRs and the lack of people that are into Star Trek, the multiplayer aspect of this game might not go that far.
Yeah, it's very niche.
But it got a 76% on Metacritic.
Yeah.
Got a 7 out of 10 on IGN. I think it's doing fairly well. I really want to play it.
Well, here's the thing. I think the 2 biggest problems that I have overall, and not just with this game, like, the only issue I kind of have with this one is, like, the same issue I had with the Batman VR, like Arkham VR, where they do give you a setup, but Star Trek, I feel like, just comes short of going the entire way.
Yes.
Like, and I felt the same way, like, looking at Batman. It's like, you get those experiences, and you just want a little bit more. And Star Trek does more than Batman. I'm not trying to say... there's definitely a way more vast variety of things.
But there could be so much more for you to do in this game.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to get, like, an 80-hour campaign out of VR game. I know how intricate and difficult that is.
Even Farpoint's not that long.
Exactly.
And that's supposed to be a long game.
Yeah, but it's like, 8 hours tops, I think most people are clocking in at. But yeah, it's just one of those things where, I feel like you just want a little bit more out of it. And also, too, I mean, I feel like we kind of, super ranted about this when we were talking about the VR originally, but it's just like, I'm not seeing enough, I'm not even seeing enough buzz around the VR to give anybody a new incentive for how to get it.
Yes.
Or why they should get it, sorry. But, like, because, we have Star Trek, which is awesome. And for people who are super into Star Trek, that's great. But it's tough because that's not a game to entice new people in. Farpoint was a great one.
Yeah.
Farpoint, we have a new gun, we have a new
like
thing.
We talked about, they didn't market it
terrible marketing. And it's yet again, it's like, this Star Trek game came out, and I guarantee more than half the people that are going to listen to this go, oh shit, the fucking I didn't even know they were making a Star Trek game on VR. That's the problem. That's still the problem that I think you and me both agree on, that we've just had an issue with, where it's like, even being Xbox fanboys, PlayStation, step the fuck up and promote your new accessory
stuff,
or system, really. It costs as much as the console. Like, fucking promote it like it's a main thing. That's my whole thing about it. Like, if you're gonna do something like that, like, that's where I'm a little bit nervous. I'm trying to keep this, like, implosion kind of retained, but I'm a little bit nervous about, like, how Xbox will do with Scorpio, because it's like, there's a lot of stuff, and we have a lot of stuff going on with potential E3 stuff that we're not going to do now. So I'm keeping this limited, but I'm just saying I'm a little bit nervous because I just don't want them to do the same beat where it's like, hey, we're promoting it. It's cool. It's new. And then 10 days later, it's like, who gives a fuck? Nothing's coming out for it. Stuff does, but we're not going to talk about it. And it's like, shit, you know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah. But like I said, that's a whole different conversation for a whole different day, whole different podcast prediction.
That'll be an entire podcast dedicated to...
whole different thing. We'll probably have a podcast, I mean, I don't want to call this early, but probably we'll have one on each session of what happens. We might have to be a lot more prevalent when E3
hits.
We're working some stuff out.
We're going to be doing a lot more live stuff coming
yes.
E3.
Yeah.
And we already have a lot of plans for... guests and people to show up.
Well, also, we'll definitely have to bust out a lot more quick recordings.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
content will be...
plenty. There's going to be prediction videos. There's going to be reaction videos. There's going to be what we think is going forward. I'm super excited.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be fucking awesome.
3 weeks.
Yes.
3 weeks.
3 whole weeks.
Super excited.
Okay. So anyway, next subject, what are we talking about?
Okay, so let's talk about a AAA title.
Yes.
One that came out on Friday that you can talk about.
So Fire Emblem. So Fire Emblem's out. Did we get the scores on it?
We did last time.
So I was just going to say, we were kind of looking them up. Mostly from what I've seen, just at least offhand, Jeremy's going to correct me here in like 10 seconds. It's mostly been getting like 8s out of 10s. Kind of like we were talking about before, yet again, and just for me putting in like more time into it and watching more gameplay of it too, breaking the fourth barrier for like 10 seconds, I've mostly been putting most of my time in Persona 5, which has been literally killing me. Finally beat. Which I should be doing hopefully some live streaming stuff relatively soon with it. We'll figure it out. We'll do a poll probably or something. But anyway, going back to Fire Emblem. So the biggest gripe that a lot of people are having is something that I don't really understand. Because the whole thing is, it's a remake of Fire Emblem Gaiden.
Yep.
Okay? So it's a remake. So they're obviously going to do improvements to the game.
Yep.
But they're not going to change the whole game because it's a remake.
Right.
Okay? So a lot of people are getting mad because they don't have as many features as Awakening of Fates did. But here's the thing. It's a remake of an older game. So you're not going to have all those featers.
From years ago.
Exactly. Oh, from decades ago.
Yeah, like
decades. Literally decades. Exactly. Literally. Yeah, I was about to say literally decades ago. So a lot of people are getting pretty frustrated about it. But from me going into it relatively fresh, and from being a person who's maybe played 2 Fire Emblem games diligently before the whole 3DS era of Fire Emblem, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, people are really bashing it, and I don't think it's that necessary. 1992, there we go. So yeah, it's like 24 years. That's what I'm saying. It's like 2 decades.
Yeah.
I was born in 92, so it's easy. I could yeah. But yeah, so
Nick putting out your age.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it's just crazy to me how so many people are getting mad about it. I mean, they implemented a whole new feature in the game, which is in my opinion, blowing the whole fucking Fire Emblem game out of proportion, especially when they do the new one, which will be 3D dungeoning.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's amazing. I have no complaints about that whatsoever. But I will say this: the only gripe I already have about the game is so they released 2 DLC packs already.
Yep.
Out of the 55 DLCs that are coming out, out of 2 major...
Yeah, because, there's the season pass that's more expensive than the game.
Exactly, which we're not even going to go into now. But, so there's 4 major DLCs with, like, 4 packs each. Yep. And 2 of the packs out of the 1 major one is out so far. The biggest problem that I'm already having is they're already giving you the free farm dungeons right out the gate.
Yeah.
That is a problem. Because people are already, and I've already even talked to a couple people out of the community from it, people are already getting essentially game-breaking characters within the first 10 hours.
Yeah.
Which, for people who haven't put a happenstance into an RPG, imagine if you get a gun with unlimited ammo right in the first hour. That's how broken it is out of the gate. So it's the only gripe I have, where it becomes is this game too difficult? Pay to win.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that.
No, not at all. Fire Emblem should never be a pay-to-win game.
Exactly. So,
but it did get an 81% on Metacritic for its US release, 7.8 out of 10 from IGN.
Right around, yeah. So it makes sense. Like I said, it's just kind of in the middle. It's nothing exceptional. But yet again, I definitely don't think it's a misstep. Some people are calling it that, but I don't agree with that personally. Like I said, it's not the best. I mean, I still...
But let's also remember, too, that it's not a major release along the same lines as Fates was.
Exactly.
Or Awakening.
No, yeah. It's not an original title. It's a reboot.
Yeah, it's kind of like a... I don't want to say a spin-off, because it's not.
No,
but it's such a small entry into it. It's
a more lackadaisical year of when Fire Emblem gets put out, as opposed to the amp and fucking hype of Fates and When Awakening. Because my whole thing is, if people are still trying to get into Fire Emblem, I would still say play Awakening, and then I would say play Fate, and then I'd say if you're really into the games and you're really dying for it, then check out the new one, like check out Echoes. But if we're super into Awakening, and because I know a lot of people too, and I didn't recommend Echoes to a lot of people, because a lot of people loved Awakening because they spent 200 plus hours on the marriages and extra characters and doing that. And I'm like, oh, well, you're not going to have that in this game, so don't do that, you know? So yeah, that's the only thing I say about it. It's like, they didn't add every feature that every old Fire Emblem game, which RPG fans are kind of pissed about, which I understand, but yet again, it's a remake. It's not a brand new Fire Emblem game. If it was, I would have the exact same problem. But they did add 3D dungeoning, which has never been a Fire Emblem game before. So I'm okay with taking out a little and adding in a whole new feature for the entire game. And more importantly, not fucking it up.
Yes.
Because they didn't.
No,
and
they didn't.
Like, there's not a single person who even will complain about Fire Emblem Echoes that will try to say, 3D dungeoning sucks. No, they did it. They did it amazing.
Yeah,
they did it great.
They did a really good job.
So I have no issue with that. But anyway, yeah, that's my rant for Fire Emblem this week.
Cool. So let's segue more Nintendo.
Okay.
So
let's do it.
Let's talk about ARMS.
So the
Global Test Punch.
Thank you, the Test Punch.
Yep.
I kept wanting to call it like the arm race, but I'm like, that's not it.
No, that's not it at all.
The Test Punch came out.
Yes, the global Test Punch.
So the only thing that I was nervous about, I don't know if you agree with me on this, the only thing that I'm a little bit nervous about going into the actual game is the motion controls are not as great as what everyone thought it was going to be.
Yeah. It's not nearly as precise and accurate.
It's
now, however...
It's not horrendous.
Yes, and let's also keep in mind this was a beta, and they did admit that this was a build from February.
Yes.
So we are playing a game... Build. Yeah, they are... The Global Test Punch was literally just for them to test out servers.
Yes, exactly.
And it went really well.
Oh, the servers played very well.
Yeah, because aside from Mario Kart, I mean, this is going to be the first major, online game that they have, because they did a beta for it and Splatoon's not out.
Yeah.
So Mario Kart has a lot of online components, but I think ARMS is going to be one that they really try to dig into competition with.
Well,
they need to be ready.
Well, exactly too, because I feel like it's how they set up Pokken tournament.
Yes.
Where you're actually having official MLG tournaments for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will be honest though. I don't know if ARMS is going to get that big. But I don't
think it will here.
Yes.
I think it will in Japan.
But I will definitely say I will definitely know that there's going to be a competitive scene for ARMS.
Yes.
And people who take it extremely seriously. I mean, I'm getting it. I'm just going to have fun.
Yeah. That's my whole, I'm just getting it to have fun.
I'm definitely playing it more casual.
ARMS is getting a lot of backlash.
Yes.
Because they have a character who basically has weaponized hair.
Oh,
which isn't a problem.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are throwing race into it because she's black.
Yeah.
So now Nintendo's getting a whole bunch of backlash for a character that I don't necessarily think should get that much backlash for.
Well, let me even say this. I don't think the backlash is necessary. I think it's understandable. What I mean by that is, the second you put race into the equation, of course, it's going to be a back and forth thing. My whole thing is, and this is... I keep it very simplistic. They are trying to incorporate multiple races into it.
Yep.
I'm all for it.
Yep, me too.
I'm all for it. I would be more questioning if it was just an all-white cast of characters. Then I would be like, that's a little weird.
It's alright.
So my whole thing is just add diversity. Look at Overwatch. Overwatch, you have a fuck ton of characters from every different
country.
area.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have characters from every different country. It's awesome. They each are...
And we're getting a character from the moon.
Let's not even go into that whole potential rant leak thing. We should probably bring it up at some point.
Yeah.
But
at the end.
Yeah. But But yeah, like that's my whole thing. It's like just keep games diverse. Like at the same time, it doesn't have to be enforced. But if they're gonna have it,
and they want it to appeal to multiple audiences,
exactly.
then
Why
they're gonna
not?
Have it.
Why
so,
not?
Who cares that she has weaponized hair?
No, the character looks awesome.
Yeah,
I'm all like, I mean, the character looks great. I'm probably gonna play her.
Did you see the meme of Eminem that's going around?
Oh my god, the fucking arms one. Arms of spaghetti.
Yep. So there's a meme of Eminem, and they all have like the spring-loaded arms, and his arms are made out of spaghetti, and he's got punches that have an M and an M on it. It's great.
So great.
I love it.
So awesome.
Love it.
But yeah, so I mean, at least for right now, of course, a lot of people are already kind of like prejudging the game super. Like, already like saying like, it's probably going to be like in the middle. I still am really looking forward to it. And
me too.
Even coming, I mean, this is coming from a guy who fucking was going to say Breath of the Wild was trash.
Yep.
And was surprised. So, I'm giving Nintendo the opportunity.
I really hope you don't have your hopes too high for this one.
Exactly.
That might disappoint.
That's what I'm saying. And that's where I'm trying to keep in the middle.
Yep.
I just want a fun fighter. I don't want a high competitive game. I don't want anything, but also
be good with that right hook though.
Yeah, right. But also, well, I'm a lefty, so it's a little bit different. But
left hook.
But
Zach's a lefty.
I even like the whole the whole even like volleyball features. Like I want them to just incorporate more. My whole thing is too, I just want to see more characters. I want to see, like they already talked about, I want to see more characters added throughout. Because they did talk about another thing that I love, it's gonna be free DLC.
Yes.
For the extra characters. Smart fucking move, Nintendo, on that one. Especially if down the line you're gonna start charging people for internet.
Can we get Little Mac? That's all I want.
Characters.
All I want is Little Mac.
But see, if you just did Little Mac, that would be broken. It would have to be like he'd have to be like a spring funny version of himself. Have to be like a toy version.
Yeah, of course.
But imagine if like just legit Little Mac was in it, and he's just fucking doing like 50 hit jabs. People are like, "What the fuck is happening?" He's like the last DLC character of just like, we're just gonna break the game. Like...
Every punch he throws 5.
Oh gosh. But
with the spring-loaded action.
That would be cool if they did do guest characters. I didn't think about that. The only other thing I was pretty surprised at, because I mean they put out like the full cover art and details of the game. No amiibo support.
No.
What the fuck?
I'm not surprised.
I'm a little surprised. But
I'm not, because I don't think it's a big enough game for them to make amiibos for that people will buy.
Yo, here's the thing though. I'm just saying this. I agree with you.
And what would they do?
Just do how Mario Kart is. Just purely cosmetic. Mario outfit. Mario just color scheme.
All right.
Mario boxing gloves.
Get Mario hat.
Exactly. Like anything. You know what I mean? Peach, you get
Donkey
a crown.
Kong tie.
Exactly. Just even subtle shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just even subtle stuff. Master Sword on the back or Hyrulean Shield. Tunic. Fucking stuff. Like, basic things. That's my whole...
polka dot
for
gloves
Toad.
for Yoshi.
Oh, yeah, you can do it that way. Yeah, for the eggs. I was thinking Toad for the mushroom cat.
Oh, yeah.
See?
We do that
see?
too. Look at that. Look.
See how easy?
Yep.
Like, see how just...
Yep.
And, like, dumb shit. And I'm already for it. Because I'm just saying, if I spent $80 billion on fucking amiibos, I would like to use them in all... Especially the first-party Nintendo.
Yes. Yeah,
I don't expect every... Like, it's not like when Darksiders comes out, we're like, where the fuck am I amiibo support? But, you know what I mean? It's just like, And Disgaea 5 came out. I'm not like, why can't I put Mario... Why
don't I have a Dovahkiin amiibo I can use in Skyrim?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't expect it in everything.
I took an arrow to the knee, the amiibo removes it.
Or if anything, and I'm really surprised because it sounds awful to say, but Nintendo's even been more money grabby with amiibos. I don't know why the fuck they didn't come out with an ARMS amiibo.
Well, that's what I mean. Nobody's going to buy it because it's an ARMS amiibo.
Why not? People bought Splatoon.
Yeah, but Splatoon had enough hype. There was enough backing for Splatoon.
ARMS might have that. Well, no, but I agree. Listen, I'm not trying to overhype it. Yeah, exactly. We'll see. We'll see.
So, more Nintendo news.
Yes.
It got leaked, then it got confirmed, then it got unconfirmed, then it got re-leaked. Mario and Rayman are doing a crossover.
Is a thing.
It's something,
for now.
For now. It's happening.
Let's
As of May 30th, 27... No, actually, right now, it is May 31st, 12:16 in the morning.
Snap.
Yep, we have passed over to the next day. So this is...
a dual day podcast.
Yeah, look at that.
You heard it here first, folks. Ugh, I almost slurred that one. I really had to try on that one.
Yeah, that was difficult for you. We're both tired and
we're getting there. Anyway,
right. But
Mario and Rabbids.
Yep. So Mario and Rabbids is happening. I forget what the subtitle was because the subtitles changed like 3 times.
It's gonna keep changing. We're not worried about that.
But basically, Mario's on the front cover, and then you have all these Rabbids running around, and they're dressed as Peach and Donkey Kong and Luigi, and you got the Peach's castle in the background, and Bowser overlooking things, and looks like it's going to be interesting. Kind of want to see if Rayman's actually going to make an appearance, because that would lead to him being in Smash more, which is all I want.
Which would be sick, but also too, which is really cool, just for Mario running around doing stuff. You have the Bullet Bill arm cannon, which looks fucking rad. That's gonna be so sick. Can we get one of those in ARMS?
Yes. Where you just have a Bullet Bill sitting there, and then it just like fires rockets off. Yeah. Oh man, look at that.
See what we're coming up with? We're coming up with grand shit.
Nintendo, hire us.
We're doing grand stuff. You could even do with Bowser, do his shell, like if he was just curled up with spikes. Damn it. Ugh, I hate when we come up with good ideas like this. Let's talk about this one.
And then other people are sitting there and just like, these ideas suck, guys.
Oh, I don't care. Whatever. Leave it in the comments. We'd love to hear.
Well, let's talk about this. Then we'll do this, because this is more
cool
stuff.
Right. So go more into Nintendo.
Yep. So Monster Hunter XX.
Yep.
Cross. XX cross. 2 X's.
Yeah.
It has been announced.
In case you were
Switch.
confused.
Yep. Has been announced for the Switch. Only in Japan, coming out in August. It is a sequel to Monster Hunter Cross, which in North America was Monster Hunter Generations.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the first Monster Hunter game on console in 9 years?
Yes, but more importantly on the Switch.
Yes.
Like, the most important, because it's a perfect example of a game that needs to be a console game that you could die hard into, but also take it on the go.
Yes.
Perfect game for it.
I think they're going to do a really good job with it, and I really hope that they bring it to North America as Generations 2.
I absolutely think they will.
But it won't be for a little while like they do with every Monster Hunter.
Usually, just even in Japan in general, usually Japan gets games 6 to 8 months before we do. So, and if anything,
for some things.
Well, if anything though, too, I'm not even that mad about it, because Monster Hunter is a game that even does put out occasional DLC.
Yes.
By the time it does come out to the States, as long as it's not a universal release, which this one clearly isn't, we'll be getting essentially a Game of the Year edition. Yes. I would rather wait for a Game of the Year edition with all the downloadable content already in it. Agreed. So I'm all for it. That's the one thing that a lot of people have gripes about, but for me it's like, I'd rather wait the 6 to 8 months, if I'm going to wait that time anyway, and get a better overall content game with already pre-patched updates and everything else already in it.
Agreed.
So I'm looking forward to it. I definitely think if I have any implication on Monster Hunter, it has only been taking off more lately in the States since the 3DS's whole thrive of it. And I mean, even actually, really, and
there's still the rumor of us getting a movie.
Which very, very rumory.
Yes.
But also, too, I mean, even just if we're talking about Monster Hunter in general, I mean, they have an anime going. The manga's been pretty prevalent. Like, actually, people are really getting into the manga.
Oh, yeah.
So it's building a hype really quick, especially in the States.
It took it long enough.
Exactly.
It's been around for a little while.
So, it's had so many fucking clones.
Yeah.
Whether it's, like even the God Eater series, which is a great anime on its own, but the games are very similar to Monster Hunter. Yeah. You have stuff like Ragnarok Odyssey and stuff like that came out ways back and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I definitely think it will come out. I definitely think, in one way, shape, or form, it will definitely come out in the States.
Yep.
It's just a wait and see.
All right, now let's talk about that.
There we go. Go.
All right. So, so you had your Fire Emblem rant. I'll have my Sonic rant. So, Sonic Mania now has an official release date of August 15th, which is only 14 days. Jesus, can't talk. Before my birthday.
Yeah.
So, super excited. Can't wait.
The ultimate pre-birthday.
Yep, that'll be my birthday present to myself. I'm getting it on Xbox and Switch. Just
there
because
you go.
I can.
Now we know.
But I am super excited. They dropped a new trailer. The trailer had the coolest music, it was just
so good.
It was just, you have to watch it.
The gameplay.
I can't describe how great it looks. We got footage of new zones. Yep. There's just so much.
Knuckles running through glass walls.
Yes. Oh my god, I can't wait. You can play as Tails and Knuckles.
Yes.
Like, which we already knew that, but I'm still flipping shit.
The character alter swapping that might potentially even change story stuff. But the one thing, which, I mean, thank God, since we both have the collectors, the soundtrack is going to be
the soundtrack is going to be amazing.
The soundtrack is going to be like the best soundtrack out of probably a Sonic game. It is so good.
Now, I read a rumor that Sega is also announcing more Sonic news soon.
Oh, absolutely! I guarantee.
But
they're on a huge.
They did the Forces trailer.
Yep.
They just put out the Sonic Mania trailer.
Yep.
What else could they talk about? Adventure and Adventure 2 going backwards compatible. And if they do that, you better be damn sure I'm live streaming that shit. Day one, I am calling out sick.
Or if anything, too, they are either they're either putting it backwards compatible digitally, or they're gonna do a whole. Ooh, yeah,
stop that.
Your brain. I could see it on your fucking face.
Stop that.
It didn't even hit your mind of like, oh my god, they could do a Sonic collection on the desk. Oh my god, how many games could they fit on that? Because there's so many easy they could fit on there. 1, 2, 3, Adventure, Adventure 2.
But even like,
oh man,
even if they
battle technically,
even if they just
fighters
did the Dreamcast ones, 1, 2, and Shuffle.
Yeah.
And then maybe throw in Heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, the remake.
Imagine if they did
Heroes from the ground up.
Oh man.
And Shadow the Hedgehog, throw that in there too. Yep. Oh man,
the hype is too real.
Stop.
Too real.
Stop.
I know. The hype is very real. But anyway, so Mania is looking on a great upswing.
Yes.
The most important news is, we got the street date for, was it August 15th?
August 15th.
August 15th. So which is
Cannot
great.
wait.
And it's also stapled now.
Yes.
Which is more importantly, you can now, they already said you can now digitally pre-order it.
Yep.
Which is the most important part.
Yeah, because before it was spring, then it was summer, and for a while the release date was rumored to be September 22nd.
Yep.
But nobody had ever said that. And then today they dropped the bomb. They were like, nope, August
Official.
15th.
Yep.
Happening.
And that's coming on all three.
Yes.
Xbox One, PS4, and Switch.
And Switch, just like Sonic Forces. Everything will be the same day. Both digitally and the collector's edition. The collector's is $70, which is not any more than a big game anyway.
Nope.
You get a basically like a steelbook card almost.
For the digital
for the code. And then you get a Sonic statue of him standing on a Genesis. You get a replica of the ring. You get the soundtrack digitally, and then the whole box looks like an old Genesis cartridge.
Also, too, on top of all of that, the most important part is that the statue they sing on the Sega Genesis goes Sega when you press the button. So it's the best fucking thing ever.
Yep.
Oh, so excited!
Can't wait.
I'm so glad that Sonic is finally taking an upswing.
Yes,
and it really
took them long enough.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, they've been killing it.
But it's because Azuka's back. And for those of you that don't know, he was the director from Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2.
Yes.
And then he left right before they started doing Heroes, which everybody got super upset about, and Heroes turned into what it became.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that he's back, everybody thought it was going to be Sonic Adventure 3, but Forces works for me. I'm fine with it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like we were talking about last episode with the whole customize your own character and stuff. And the whole thing is, I just want to see more.
Yes,
I just want to see more content. So once like E3 drops,
but at the same time, I don't. Like, I want to be surprised as to what I can do.
Oh, story wise and stuff, absolutely.
Well, I mean, even character customization. Like, I want to see them go through like, oh hey, here's like 30 things. Yeah. And then we open it and it's like, no, here's 3,000. Like, play.
See, I'm all for that. I just need a little bit more though.
Yeah.
I just need to know that that's an option. Yeah. I want them to just go. And 55 other mystery type. Like, I just need, like, the vagueness, but, like, the opportunity of option.
Now, the other thing that I'm briefly going to bring up, because this reminds me that we can totally do our other kind of segment on this.
Oh.
So, just like we did the silver screen segment before on movies, we have talked about doing one for comics. And there's a whole big thing right now where the Sonic comics are probably canceled.
Yes.
So, if you guys want to hear us talk about that... It's not your traditional comics. It's not Spider-Man. It's not DC. We can go in on that.
That's actually really quick. I'm going to talk about a whole other thing too. The Venom universe now for comic-wise just got announced. It's going to be fucking insane.
Deadpool's going to show up in it.
Oh, everybody! No. It's involving the entire Marvel universe.
Yes.
So it's going to be.
But Deadpool's going to be a main character along with Venom.
So it's going to be split. It's going to be split 50-50. Everybody's Venomized. Yep. Everybody has a symbiote. Yep. And you're even talking about other characters like Logan. Like, there's a bunch of, like, people from the X-Men, obviously. You have people from the Marvel, like, universe. They already showed, like, Hulk being symbioted, which is fucking crazy. But, yeah, you're going to have, like, a split 50-50 faction, like, really quick. Venom, symbiote people, and then a new faction of that symbiote, which is evil, though, called the Poison.
Yep.
So you're going to have Poison-esque Marvel characters. You're almost going to have a symbioted Civil War.
Yeah.
Fucking how the fuck that doesn't already make like every fucking Marvel fan go holy fuck is amazing. It's gonna start coming out in September.
Yep.
So just giving everybody a heads up if you want to do some type of weekly segment or when every comic issue comes out.
Obviously you can see how hype we are.
Exactly.
So if you want to see us get really really hype about comics, let us know because we'll do it.
I'd love
and
to get
you can watch Nick wave his hands like that again.
I'd love to get into it. Yep. It would be awesome. From a dude who's read like almost every Venom comic, almost ever. I would really love to go into that one.
Yep.
Especially going into the whole movie announcement.
Oh, yeah.
Shit with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Go Tom Hardy. All right, anyway, let's continue.
All right, so we got this one, which...
Well, let's save that one last. That's a big one.
All right,
That's a big
fine.
bear.
So let's do this one.
Bingo.
So I'm wearing a shirt today. It's probably backwards on
For
your
a
screen,
reason.
but it's Red Hood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because... Yeah, it's probably backwards.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Jinx!
Give me a Coke. Okay.
I can go down to your fridge and get one. It's not that hard.
That's very true.
So they dropped the trailer for Red Hood for Injustice. He looks amazing.
Fucking awesome.
He is so quick. He's like Deadshot mixed with Deathstroke. And really, really fast.
Well, so the biggest thing that I'm very excited for, which I was very worried about, I was very worried he was going to be a solely ranged character, which he's not.
He's not.
He is
he's
full
got some melee
gun,
combat.
akimbo style,
Yeah.
like brawler though, and quick, which is the most important thing. So he's doing a lot of, he has a lot of Batman-esque options.
Yes.
But he is a Russian character, which is, for me personally, who plays Russian characters.
But he can still zone.
Yes, he has he has zoning options, which makes him great.
Can't wait.
His super looks awesome. Like his ultimate move looks amazing.
See, I didn't watch that. I stopped.
Okay.
Because
see, I'm glad I didn't say what it was.
I want to experience what that is in gameplay. I was like, nope, not watching that.
It's awesome.
Stop this.
His ultimate kicks ass.
I'm sure it does. I can't wait. Red Hood is one of my favorite characters.
Now, the only thing that I'm interested in, not to like super go into it though, but like, obviously I'm assuming they're gonna then do a Starfire trailer.
And then,
trailer.
And then Sub-Zero.
Or maybe
they might not do Sub-Zero
because he's a guest character.
Yeah.
So they might just do the 2 and then just say, by the way, Sub-Zero, and then put out the fighter pack.
Yeah.
But let's get into something like really quick. I promise I won't rant about it too long.
It
what the
was
fuck
supposed
is
to be
going
there.
on? Fighter pack number 1 from a dude who bought the season pass. It was supposed to be day 1.
Yeah.
And everyone is kind of, even in the comments and stuff, you can tell Warner Bros. Is intentionally ignoring the comments for a lot of people going, where the fuck is my character day 1? And the worst part of the whole thing, well, here, let me get into this super quick. So, you have the season pass, which is all the DLC all the time, so you're getting stuff when it comes out. That I'm not complaining about. Here's the biggest problem. On the marketplace right now, so for someone
it's all there.
Well, the $20 pack for Fighter Pack 1, which is those 3 characters, is fucking up. And you don't get them for paying $20 right now.
Yep.
And it blatantly says it is not a pre-release, it is available content that isn't fucking available.
Yep.
That's fucked up. Like, I don't know why they just didn't separate, because I guess technically what I found out too was essentially what the Ultimate Pack, I guess, is doing is each of those premium skins was supposed to only be in 1 fighter pack each. So Power Girl is in the first fighter pack, and then either
Flash and John
Stewart is either going to be in 2 and then 3, and that's like a bonus premium skin for getting the pack. Now, which is fine. I'm totally okay with that. They
just didn't tell anybody that.
Well, they didn't tell anybody that, and more importantly, if they already had this flub with the Fighter Pack 1, this should have just been the first pack.
Yeah.
And this just should have been like, okay, this wasn't our original intent, but fuck it, this is what we're doing anyway.
Yeah.
But it's not. And that's what, for me, is really ticking me off, because right now I'm paying $20 in theory, because like I said, I already have the pass.
Yep.
But say if you were buying it, you're paying $20 for a Power Girl outfit, which costs essentially $5, and really actually costs $5 in shard tokens, and 2 shaders.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's mind-blowing to me.
Now,
why they're doing that.
The thing that I was going to say is...
Yeah, sorry.
Warner Brothers is the one that came out and said it was supposed to be available day 1.
Yes.
They are the publisher. NetherRealm never said that.
That's very true.
Which I think is part of the issue. Because I think Warner Brothers, being the higher power in all of this, are the ones... They're dealing with the marketing. They're dealing with all the other shit.
Yeah.
They're the ones that came out and were like, yeah, Red Hood, Starfire... Get them day 1.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be great. And then NetherRealm's like, no, why'd you do that? And now they can't fix it because they already said it, and now they're in a shit show.
Really quick too, though, if we were talking about kind of like rumor-esque stuff under wraps. So, the whole big rumor now is with the original silhouette.
Yep.
The pretty much 2 characters that we penned out almost immediately were Black Manta and Raiden.
Yep.
Okay. Raiden is getting a lot of controversy now.
Why?
So what happened was, I don't know if you were aware on this, but I've been keeping up with it pretty well. So on the second leaked image photo, which is just the Fighter Pack 1, but it still shows the silhouettes, but instead of them being in the 2 groups, they're all in a line. Raiden doesn't have the hat anymore. So a lot of people thought that either Raiden was going to an alternate skin, or it's going to be a new character. And the rumor, this is purely a rumor right now, is either he's going to be now, instead of Raiden because of people already complaining about it, he's either going to be Black Lightning or Static Shock with the premium skin of the other one. You get what I'm going?
Well, okay. Hang on, though.
Yep.
Bear with me. Mm-hmm. What if it's Raiden with Static Shock as a premium skin?
Well, like I said...
Because Static Shock, they did say that he was supposed to be in the game, and then they axed him.
Well, like I said, even going with, though, the fact that he was even technically in the first Injustice mobile game, not the actual game.
Yeah.
The first mobile game, and technically he carries over in the second one. Me personally, it's just my opinion. I think they're going to put Static Shock as the main.
And then Raiden as the skin.
And then Raiden and Black Lightning as the skins. Because both of them work simultaneously.
Yeah.
I think either one works. And then what I think they're also going to add on later is the whole actual
they could even
TV... Because the TV Black Lightning's going to be a thing eventually. I think that's what they're even actually planning on, too.
They could even do they could switch it up, and they could have a female premium skin for Static Shock and do Livewire.
They could absolutely do that.
Which would be really cool.
Like, long term, my whole thing, too, long term, is I want them to keep coming out with a lot more.
Premium skins.
Yeah.
Make Captain Cole and Mr. Freeze have Killer Frost.
Well, yeah. So, and then the other big... so, like I said, there was a lot of potential leaks because a couple people on Reddit posted stuff. Now, the only reason why I'm quoting this stuff now, because obviously there's a million different rumors, because this guy predicted the Red Hood rumor and beat by beat told his ultimate before it came out.
Okay.
Specific things that you would have never... You even just saying, by the way, what would you think of a Red Hood finisher? You never would have guessed.
Yeah, okay.
So this is why I'm quoting it. And more importantly, two characters that got thrown in the name ballot that people are losing their shit over is, for Fighter Pack 2, Terra, and Fighter Pack 3, Beast Boy. Yes. So more importantly, they're really going to... Because Beast Boy was always kind of a popularity thing, and people always assumed. But more importantly then, you're going to have the full Teen Titan roster.
Except Raven.
Yes. Which is the whole thing of a lot of people getting mad. But at least Raven was in the first one.
Yes.
So it's more of showing glory to all of the dead characters, presumably in this world. Because they already say, because Cyborg throughout the campaign blatantly says that Starfire and Beast Boy died.
Yes.
In, the whole explosion and everything else. Now, Terra, we don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Terra could appear as anything. Yeah. I mean, we had Zod almost look like a fucking aviator.
Yeah.
Terra could look like anything. But I'm enticed for that.
Yeah.
Like,
me too.
I'm all for new appearance. Like, I guarantee we're going to hit backlash with that, but I'm all for it.
Oh.
And also, I mean, just yet again a disclaimer, we're talking about a rumored character design and guaranteed.
Yeah.
Just wanted to super blockade that. But anyway, continue.
I read another rumor that Harley Quinn is eventually going to get a premium skin for Jinx.
Oh, yeah, that could happen.
That would be very
or Yo-Yo, too.
Oh yeah, that could happen.
Because she's done a lot of her voiceovers, and she literally has the pigtails already. Like that would be the easiest.
But it would be really interesting. Yeah. So I'm excited.
But they could do either or. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Swamp Thing gets a Killer Croc skin. They could go into this so far.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's so much they can. My whole thing is that I want to see more premium skins. Oh, but also you'll find this definitely interesting. The first one you won't be that surprised about. The second one, I feel like you will. So, like I said, the premium skins are going to be a thing though for each fighter pack.
Right.
So the second fighter pack, I can't remember the third one right now. I'm already apologizing. The first one though is going to be Black Adam as Shazam.
Oh, okay.
And the second one is going to be Green Arrow as Red Arrow.
See, I don't think that they will do that, though. Because they already have an Arsenal skin for him.
A color scheme.
Yeah.
But he's going to have a premium skin.
Yeah, but Red Arrow doesn't change that much, though.
No, he doesn't change that much.
If anything, they should do Prometheus or Dark Arrow.
Yeah, but I feel like Red Arrow is more relatable.
Yeah, true.
And I think they will change his appearance enough. I think they're going to make him look like a younger Robin-esque character.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like his
make him
is going to be significantly different.
What's his name?
Well, not Arsenal.
No, the other Green Arrow. What the hell is his name? Not Oliver Queen.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Hawk.
Yes.
Connor Hawk.
I don't know his name.
Anyway, that guy.
Yeah.
They should make him look.
But see, I feel like Red Arrow's a good choice though, because I feel like if you do the whole his old school quiver, and stuff like that, I think that'd be really cool. You know what I mean? Also, too, the it's more important too with his own voiceover.
Yes. Yeah.
New voice, new back and forth dialogue. I mean, I'm gonna jump in with him and Robin just going back and forth 36 times before, you know what I mean? And even too to see what he says with Black Canary.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. Like it's cool. Like I said, still rumors, but based off what this dude has been posting, it's pretty fucking accurate so far. So if it's true, and this is all good news for me.
Yeah.
So I've been running with it. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, a bunch of potential things. But let's talk about the big game that just got announced.
Yep.
That really kind of showed up very surprisingly, because especially it's before E3. I thought this was going to be one of the...
Yeah, but now we'll get gameplay at E3.
Exactly. But what I was even thinking was going to be the E3 surprise bombshell. They kind of threw it a little bit early.
That's...
Because I think they're going to drop something bigger. But,
Yeah. Okay, so Far Cry 5 is what we're talking about. Which I am really excited about.
Jeremy's fucking...
I hated 4. I hated Primal. Thought they were both shit games. Sorry.
I liked 4. I thought 4
I didn't like 4. I liked 3. I hated 4.
Well, 3 definitely had a better antagonist.
Yes. But 5 it's bringing it home to America.
Going crazy.
It is one of the only games to deal with a cult, but it is I think it may be the only game that's not a horror game dealing with a cult.
Because that's what we were talking about that before.
Yeah, and this is going to be a game very similar to, like, watching an episode of Criminal Minds that has a cult in it, or watching, an action movie that deals with, like, some crazed dude in the middle of Southwest who's got his whole church following him and everything, and it's going to be very interesting. But the trailers that they've shown for this game and how real everything looks,
it's going to be visceral.
It is going to be
it's going to be terrifying,
incredible. I cannot wait.
Well, I love the whole thing too. Was like, obviously your whole purpose is to, like, take them down.
Yep.
And what's more interesting is they kind of took something from Primal, because you're recruiting people and animals.
Yes.
Which is very interesting.
Yes.
You're going to be driving, like, big mother trucks throughout the whole thing too, which I think is really
because everything takes place in Montana.
Exactly. So I think that's great. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I just hope they go, like, how it's a weird example, but bear with me. How like unique and how really in they went with, like, Blood Dragon.
Okay.
With them going in Montana, crazy buck wild, cult, fucking nuts, backwater, fucking shit. And the other thing that's what I want. I want them to just really run that direction and just go crazy.
And I think they're going to do so many plot twists because they're going to do that.
Absolutely.
And it's just going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Here's the bomb I think they're dropping at E3.
Okay.
I think Ubisoft's announcing a new Splinter Cell.
See,
and I think that's what everybody's kind of sitting back on.
See, I'm going to go different. You go Splinter Cell, I'm doing Assassin's Creed.
Well, they are.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we know that.
But
that's expected.
I hear you. But
because they said that it's happening.
Yes, that is true.
Whereas Splinter Cell or The Division 2 is not something that we see coming. But
I hope it's Wildlands too. I hope they do a Wildlands too.
Not yet.
I know, but that's the worst part.
I think they're going to do Splinter Cell. And I think they're going to do a Splinter Cell reboot. I think it's going to start it over.
It's going to have to be a reboot.
And it's going to be a very young Sam Fisher. Inspired...
Or his daughter.
Yeah, or something.
Or kid or something.
But I think it's going to be inspired by Tom Hardy. Since Tom Hardy is supposed to be playing him. So...
Could be.
And I think that's how they're going to... And I think they're going to really talk about the movie universe that they're starting to make.
Yeah.
With Watch Dogs and Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, The Division, how it's all going to, like, eventually show up together. But that's a conversation for another day.
I was just going to say, I mean, like, not to go super into it, like, yeah, I mean, that very well could be. I pray to God they do it right. I swear to God.
Yeah.
And I'm really not trying to go in on E3 because we're going to have a whole separate podcast for E3.
Yep.
But here's the thing.
Here's
the thing with Ubisoft that already pissed me off, though. They're already going to waste, I'm already calling it now, they're going to waste a fucking hour on Just Dance 2018. And fucking waste an hour-long dance segment on that.
Yep.
So even when they do by the time
and then they're going to have, like, Jason Derulo over the weekend come out.
Yeah, exactly. And just fucking ruin the whole goddamn thing.
And then Microsoft will drop a car for Forza again.
Yes.
And then we'll get fucking...
No, this time a car's gonna drive in.
Oh yeah, just
mow down 15 people and just mow the fuck
I don't even want to talk about that yet because of the whole E3 thing. But I'm calling it right now. We're not getting Forza 7.
It's calling it.
We're getting
Forza 7. They're taking a break.
We are getting another spin-off.
Oh, so like another, not Horizon, but another.
I think they're straight up going dirt racing.
Okay.
I think they're gonna do Outback style. Dirt drag racing, throw in ATVs
Forza
with
free road or
something
off road,
anything like that.
Yeah.
But I think coming off the heels of Dirt and MotoGP and Moto Racer and MXATV, somebody has to do a dirt racing game right.
It. Yeah, exactly.
And I think Forza, with their ability to do everything, I think they're going to be able to take ATVs and dirt bikes and take them to a whole new level.
Well, also really quick too, almost as the counterpoint there, I'm more doing devil's advocate there, but like then because Forza's moving so quick, Gran Turismo needs to step the fuck up. And the problem is, it's not even a numbered Gran Turismo, so it's not going to deliver the bomb. But
they're gearing it more towards VR, which is why it's taking so fucking long.
Worst part.
It was supposed to come out in November.
Yeah, it's the worst part because they really need to get this shit in gear. Yep. And I just don't think they're going to hit the mark already. Because the problem is, like, I need to hear Gran Turismo 7. It's like, nope, Gran Turismo Sport. And it's like, you fucking were that close. Yep. You were that close to really, like, fucking people up and really, like, getting shit going. But,
no.
You missed the mark. I mean, listen, I could eat my own words on that. I just don't think it's happening.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
So let's go into the fucking major-esque.
Well, let's, before we go into this, because it's a little bit of a longer rant, let's talk about Overwatch.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Not on the list.
Yeah, definitely.
So Overwatch did a little update.
Yesterday,
5,
right?
Yes, yesterday.
Yeah.
Season 5 comes out in a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
But
Season 4 just ended.
Yep, they talked about the Horizon Lunar Colony, which is where Winston was in space with his person. And I cannot remember the name of the other character. Was it Samson?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, all right. So Samson is a character that is, or the name of a specimen that cannot be found along with Winston.
Bingo. So here's the thing, and I've been hearing a lot of stuff. So everybody, which I don't even know why people are so single-minded with this. This might sound really silly. Everybody is thinking it's going to be a Winston-esque character, but that's going to be either like DPS or something where they're going to be like more fit. They're not going to be a bigger, beefier gorilla. They're going to like slim
Caesar
down.
from Planet.
Exactly. Yeah, something like that. Now my thing is, and this is just me, why? My thought is it's going to be a completely different animal.
Yeah.
That's my thought. Like maybe it's like an eagle that has like flight ability like Farah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might not even be DPS. Maybe it's a healer. Or like just something weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my thought. I would love if it's a different animal.
Now,
just to get variety.
The other thing that I was thinking too was what if Winston's caretaker guy wasn't actually a scientist taking care of him and was somebody else that was being tested on and was one of these specimens?
Could be. Could very well be.
And they could throw everybody off that way.
Yeah, that's very true.
I hands down think we're getting a map with this too.
Oh, yeah.
A moon map.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I would love you kick people into like a gravity field.
Yeah.
And then they just get like floated into space. That'd be awesome.
And it's got to be a 3-point capture point because they can't do a payload on space. I mean, they could.
Yeah, you kind of could. It would be awkward.
They would have to do 3 different points.
Or a space. If they could get away with it if it was a space station.
Yes. Yeah.
And do it like in between segments and stuff. It's a big what if.
Yeah.
Space is a very like whoa thing. So I don't know. It could. I mean, listen. We could even be overestimating it. It could maybe only be a 3v3 arena. Because maybe they want to keep it tight and be just in a space station.
But I don't think they're going to do that because they just did the other 3.
I agree.
And they said...
I totally agree.
And they said that they had 3 new maps and 3 maps geared towards another playstyle.
Exactly.
And we already got those 3. Yeah. I don't think we're getting any more arena maps. I don't think it's needed.
Because it would have happened already.
Yes. Now, the other thing is they are talking about throwing 3v3 into competitive and having competitive normal season and also having a separate competitive for 3v3 for people that want to have that extra anxiety attack while they're playing.
Well, exactly. Well, and also too, competitive is very tricky right now.
Yes.
Because even Jeff Kaplan said already, was quoted saying that he doesn't like the rift that there is between casual players and competitive players.
Yes.
There's definitely a rift in the community with that. So that's a whole thing that...
I mean, that's expected though, almost.
Yes, I totally agree, but it's just where the community feels, because some of the community says the gold weapons are awesome and it's only for competitive for the people that want it. It's that little niche cool thing, but then, for some people it does tick them off because they don't want to play competitively, but they just want to be able to have all the features of, So like I said, I don't really feel in either way about it.
Yeah,
I mean, but also I play competitive, so maybe I'm biased in that sense for someone who doesn't.
Yeah, but we don't always play competitive.
Exactly.
Like, you now have a golden gun.
Yeah.
But... I don't care. Like,
exactly. It's also not it's not stopping you from playing the game ever.
Right.
It's not like you're not going to turn on the game because I have a golden gun you don't or something. Like, no.
I really gotta get on this event though. I don't have any of the new skins yet. I gotta start playing.
You definitely should. We should start live streaming it.
Because I need that Hanzo skin, and what was the other one that I wanted?
Well, Genji is life.
Well, I don't care about Genji. I don't play Genji. I want the skin.
I don't play Genji either, but Sentai Genji is life.
Yeah.
And then the Diva skin's the best skin.
I'm sorry, Jason David Frank, you mean?
Yes. No, see, I don't like... See, a lot of people are doing, like, the ship Green Ranger thing.
Yeah.
I'm more... See, this is just me even more old school. I'm more of, like, Ultraman, Super Sentai Rangers Japan.
Yeah.
That's where... Like, I look at that...
Yeah,
and
that's what it's inspired from.
Of course, but, like, that's even more... Like, a lot of people, like, US-wise are like that.
I also
like,
need the dance emote for Mercy doing the hustle.
Sorry, Kamen Rider. That's...
okay.
Thank you. Jesus fuck Christ. I was like... I literally was thinking it. I was like... I couldn't... think of like the main Kamen Rider's the main thing that I thought of when I saw this. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta get that Diva skin.
Yes.
That Diva skin's like the best one. She even has custom voice lines.
I know.
For it. So does Genji too.
I know.
Hanzo does too.
Yes, I
found out a couple. He's got like cyberneck blah blah blah.
Also, I need a main Tracer. I don't know if I told you this.
Because of the graffiti?
Or why? No, because she has a voice line that is too slow.
Oh yes, yeah, you did.
I need a main Tracer.
You did say that.
Yep, that needs to happen. Never playing any.
So I mean, once we get more updates on the Overwatch thing, we'll definitely let you guys know. But it seems interesting. My whole thing, like I said, I've heard a million people say, another Winston character, another Gorilla's doing stuff, and I'm like, I'm not against that, but put in a totally different fucking animal. Yeah. Why not? That'd be fucking awesome. You have literally unlimited possibilities. Like if you did that, no one can fucking guess what animal, what abilities, what the hell's going on. That's the road.
Can we get like a psychic giraffe or something? I don't know.
Giraffe rig, like a Pokemon. Is that where you went? I was literally trying to think. I was like, where the fuck's psychic giraffe?
Yep.
I was
like,
psychic
giraffe.
Christ. Oh god! All right, so now it's
finally. Can we get Groot? Can we get a Groot style character?
No,
where it's
too
just
much.
A tree.
Too much.
It's a walking.
No.
It's pseudo Wudo.
No.
Come on. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Now we're doing Pokemon.
Yeah. But think about it. You can have a move where it comes up out of the ground. No, you can have Entanglement.
Look at
that. Oh man, we're
great.
Let's
do Infernape, where it's literally a monkey, but he's just on fire, and he's just doing fire damage.
It's not even an animal. It's a plant.
I still want, and I'm saying this right now, I still want a fucking character to do some type of fire shit. If we have May with ice, I want a character with fire, whether it's flamethrower, throwing fire.
I'm gonna call it right now.
You're calling.
Hang on.
He's calling it.
I am putting $10 down on this.
$10 right now.
That it is not an animal. I hands down. I 100%.
We're calling this?
I 100% believe that they're gonna throw everybody off, and it's gonna be a fucking plant. It is gonna be some type of nature-oriented beast.
All right. So here it is. $10 bet right now.
Yep.
So you're doing $10 on vegetation.
Yes. It is not an
animal.
animal.
I'm going to do an animal. And if it's a human, we both suck.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. There we go.
You saw it here first, folks. $10 down.
Woo!
Everybody, feel free to blow up in the comments which side you're going on with us. Yeah.
Yep.
Very interesting. Or you think humans, and then you think we're both wrong.
Yep.
Or it's Doomfist.
It's not Doomfist.
I know.
He's not ready.
Of course it's not Doomfist.
Terry Crews isn't ready.
He's not ready. Terry Crews needs his time. We'll throw an animal. We'll throw an animal into play. Yeah. It's one of the animals broke out, or one of the plants broke out to give Doomfist his fist. Like they solely just for some fucking reason were just like, fuck it, Doomfist. He's on the moon. He has a moon base now because the fucking plant animal.
He is the moon.
Oh Jesus Christ!
All right,
but anyway, so the last.
Ready to get tilt?
Yeah.
All right, so time to get tilt.
So here's the thing: this isn't really super big news information for before we super drop this, but
news
like
for us.
Yeah, well,
shady news.
It's disappointing news.
Yeah.
So Square Enix got into a couple interviews with a couple different people.
Yep.
And didn't divulge some great information.
Nope.
So pretty much the main detail was that when it comes to the Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3, that they will, at some point...
They will release...
Yeah, here we go.
Within 3 years.
Yeah.
So, that's not to say it won't come out next year.
Exactly.
But it's probably not coming out till like holiday 2020, which by that point I'm not going to care.
Yes, and also...
let's keep in mind too, that Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Final Fantasy VII, when it releases, will be Episode 1!
Well, and that's what I'm glad you brought that up, because that's exactly what I was going to go into.
There we go.
So, the whole thing that a lot of people are still getting very scared about is the whole episodic thing. Here's my take on it. I am not against it unless they do it wrong. Now, here's the thing. I already, right out the gate, I'm already in mental disagreements because you're robbing Final Fantasy VII people of something that they clearly have wanted for decades. And you're already putting them in installment payments of $60 almost a piece, which is what they're making it seem like. And here's my thing. I don't think, because a lot of people are comparing it to Hitman, I don't think it's going to be like that.
No, I don't think it's going to be
What
like
I think it is, and this is just me, what I think it's going to be, it's over a 3-year span, and I think it's going to be one game per year.
Nope. I think it's going to be 6 years. They're going to do one game every 2 years.
Yes. Yeah. That was my original. But if they're saying 3 years...
okay,
you gotta fudge the number now. Okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
But no, that was my original thought as well. Yeah. But let's either do either way.
Okay.
There's 3 discs.
One or two.
Well, either way, 3 discs are coming out.
Yep.
We're on the same page there, right?
Yep.
So 3 discs come out. My whole thing is if you're going to do one essentially for each disc of the game, and then do post-game content stuff really on the last one. My whole thing is then you have to super expand and really fucking go into the story.
Yes.
The biggest thing I've had a gripe with especially when Final Fantasy 15 came out and a couple of the older Final Fantasy games. I love 13. A lot of people hate it. It's totally fine if you hate it. I don't care. But no, because a lot of people did, but that's fine. Was that the stories are too, not even convoluted, they're not even fully explained.
No, they're not.
And the problem is, and I'm just calling Square Enix out on this and being a Square Enix super fucking fanboy. Square Enix, it doesn't fucking matter how popular and fucking world-changing your games are. Fucking explain your fucking premise and story.
Yep.
What the fuck happened at the end of 15? And, like, it's embarrassing when that game fully came out. People go, what the fuck? And then they go, oh, yeah, here's all the actual story explanation concept if you didn't get it when fucking no one understood it. It was so beyond vague and just little tidbits of details before you throw a character into a fucking 10-year time jump and then go, oh, by the way, fight the final boss. And you know what's happening, right? Because you just jumped 10 years with you having no... By the way, you should know why you just did that 10-year jump, right? And people are like, what the fuck? Why?
What are you talking about?
And it all happened in the last, 2 hours of the game. You're just like, what the fuck is going on? So, that's my whole thing. If you are really going to go in, and they have ample enough content. You have Final Fantasy VII, you have Dirge of Cerberus, and you have Crisis Core.
Yep.
You have ample games that have already been fully out and out for decades at this point.
Yep.
Out for decades, where it's like you have enough story to fully go into on their own. You better fucking put out that content, and you better explain it well.
Now, here's one good thing and one bad thing.
Okay.
Good thing is that they just, also in that announcement, announced that they are fully taking 100% of the production and making it strictly internal at Square Enix.
Which is great news.
And that the director of Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Returns is now directing Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
Here's the bad news. If they do 1 year or even 2 year time spans, what does every game nowadays kind of fight for and have that added bonus to?
What, pre-order incentive or DLC?
DLC.
DLC, yep.
So, how are you going to do DLC for a game that's episodic? Because you're not going to put it all at the end.
Nope.
You're going to put it at the end of episode 1.
Yep.
But what is that DLC? Do I have to buy it to go into episode 2? Is it just cosmetic? Is it going to matter? Probably.
Here's my opinion. So, I've actually was thinking about this for quite some time. So, my whole thing is one of two things. One is you're going to have, for specific pieces, you're going to have specific things. So my first just opinion is that after the first game, you can have a Crisis Core DLC.
Okay. After
the second part, you can have a Dirge of Cerberus. And after the last one, you can have an Advent Children one.
That would make sense.
Which adds story and gives you not divulge, Jesus Christ. Gives you more explained storyline and premise.
Yep.
But not necessary to still completely appreciate the game and play what you need to play. So that's my opinion, and personally, if Square Enix are fucking listening, that's the fucking way you should do it.
Yep.
But they might not. They could go anywhere. They could do Final Fantasy Anniversary stuff.
Yeah, they could.
Where you could fight other Final Fantasy characters. You could do Final Fantasy different armors. You could do weird stuff. You could do extra stuff.
A whole extra story that was never there before.
Bingo.
And you go in more
because that's kind of what they're doing too. They're adding in a lot of stuff. But my whole thing is, if you already have so much explained and so much done, just put those pieces in and put them in as major DLCs, and people would love it. If they just even did a Zack episode.
Oh, yeah.
They fucking better do some type of homage to Zack and really pay homage to him. Because after Crisis Core, yo, you gotta put that man on a goddamn pedestal. He fucking killed it. There's way more character than Cloud's entire campaign storyline in Crisis Core. Oh my god. Crisis Core was the one game in a very long time. It was like tears shed, and it was like, fuck, because you knew what was gonna happen way before it happened. It was just, how is it going to happen? That's all you were waiting for. And they still hit you with the punch.
Yep.
Even when you knew he was going to die at the end, they still hit you with the punch. Ah, fucking depressed. Spoiler, if it's not a fucking spoiler, fuck you. It's 20%. No, fuck that. It's 20% way through fucking Final Fantasy VII, and at the end of Crisis Core, which came out 7 years ago. Fuck off if you didn't fucking, play it already. You're like, no! Ridiculous. The fuck you even listen to this part for? Anyway, sorry.
Jesus.
Yeah. Sorry. Jesus. Just go ham, because when people go spoilers, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry.
I don't think anybody's called us out on spoilers yet.
No, I've had people call me out.
Really?
Not in the comments, but I've had people call me out on spoiler. And it's only me. You don't spoiler drop.
No, I don't.
Nope.
Because I don't like spoilers.
Nope.
But
yeah,
from
apparently
2 decades ago, I don't think it's a spoiler.
No, apparently I've gotten backlash for older spoilers. I've almost had a similar conversation. Been like, oh, you spoiled it. And I'm like, alright, whose fucking fault's that?
The one good thing I'm excited for with Final Fantasy VII is that Steve Burton's coming back to voice Cloud.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that was needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I'm super excited.
Most of the voice acting cast has already been recast from Advent Children and stuff. So yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah, listen, I still have hype for it, but yet again, it's Square Enix. So here's my thing. Until I see a stamped street date, and until it's a month before that stamped street date, so they don't fuck it up and change it like they did with fucking Final Fantasy 15 fucking twice. But anyway,
they changed the name on it.
They changed the name, yeah. But they didn't have a date on it though.
No,
I'm talking about when they even had a date. They bumped it a couple times. So my whole thing is, I'm still excited, like every Square Enix fanboy ever. It's just a matter of when. Now, I know we just been ranting about Final Fantasy VII this whole time, and Kingdom Hearts 3 technically is a part of that mix. But here's the thing. Kingdom Hearts 3 is now, because it's still yet again first party like Final Fantasy VII. So now that both of them are kind of this big whole mashup now, my thought process is, I don't know how you feel about this, my thought process is that if it is a 2-year gap, which would make the most sense.
Kingdom Hearts will come out in between.
Exactly.
Yep.
And more importantly...
No, if they make Kingdom Hearts episodic, I'm done.
No, hold on. I'm not going that route, but hold on. But it's a close thought.
Great.
So what I'm thinking is, you have every 2 years, you have a Final Fantasy game. Every in-between, so the first in-between, you have Kingdom Hearts 3. And then in the next in-between years, you have major expansion story as to Kingdom Hearts 3 to either really wrap it up, because I'm saying this right now, I am 100% saying this, Kingdom Hearts 3 is the final Kingdom Hearts game.
Wrong.
Really?
Kingdom Hearts 3 is the final Kingdom Hearts game revolving around Sora and these characters.
Okay, thank you. It's the final fucking Kingdom Hearts game of the people that we've been fucking waiting 30 fucking decades for.
But
they can keep going.
I think 3 is going to introduce a new character.
Oh, and pass the Keyblade off.
Yes.
100%.
And I think they're going to change a lot from Kingdom Hearts. And I think that we're going to find out that you can open Kingdom Hearts, and that when you go through there is a bajillion...
No, don't do multiverses. Don't do that.
No, not multiverse. But a bajillion exits. And you can take these exits and end up on the other side of the universe where people haven't heard of these Keyblades, and you can go through time, and you can go to...
Yeah, see, you're scaring me. You're doing Flash Paradox, you're scaring me.
But that's going to happen.
No, see, I'm not disagreeing. That could very well be an option. My whole thing is, I think what they're going to do is they're either going to pass the Keyblade off at the end, or, because, I'm just saying this right now, too, they have way too much to wrap up.
Yeah.
You have Aqua still in limbo. Even at the end, she's still technically in limbo. She just got out, but not really.
Yeah.
So she's still doing the limbo thing. Terra still needs to get his body back 100% and be a Keyblade wielder again. Ventus has to either find a body or then has to count as two people.
Well, the other thing is Sora is going to have to die.
Well, yes, and I think, though, it's going to be a cheap death.
Yes.
They're going to die, and then Ventus gets freed, and then Sora comes back. Or Ventus sacrifices himself to then so Sora can go back.
Or
I think that
Sora's consciousness will go with Ventus's heart back into his body. And it'll wind up being that Sora lives on through Ventus. Because Sora is housing Ventus's heart for him.
Yes. I will say
the only way for Ventus to come back is if Sora loses half of his heart.
Yes. I will say this. I don't think Sora's going to, like, die.
See, I think he is.
See, yeah, that's where
I think that's how it's going to end.
No, because it can't.
I don't even think that's how it's going to end. I think that's going to happen in the middle.
No,
because you have to remember.
Yep.
This game is not about Sora.
No, I know that.
This game's about Ventus.
Yes.
The entire thing is about Ventus.
Getting the shit back.
Yep.
Yep.
Even though we don't realize that.
But I will say this. I am saying this. It can't, because Sora needs to end up with Kairi and fucking finally ship that shit and then be done. Because here's my whole thing. I think it's going to end.
Say they won't all die.
No, there's no way. No. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna live happily ever after finally on Destiny Island. They're gonna get Destiny Island back. They've waited too long. They can't fuck over the ending now. They have to do.
Yeah, but then they'll do something stupid like Sora will die and Ventus winds up with Kairi.
No, if they do that, I'm done. I'm saying that right now. If they jip that, I'm out. I'm totally out. Totally out. No, because they can't, because Aqua's already still a thing.
Can we get a Riku Aqua love triangle there?
They could absolutely.
I think that'd be cool.
Well, you also too have.
I think they'd be pretty badass.
Yeah, again, you have like Terra kind of in the mix. I mean, they also might. I mean, Axel's new Keyblade Woo. They may put in a totally new person for Riku to clearly just like dive off on. Also, I mean, like she kind of disappeared obviously because it was like, because here's another whole crazy mix. So you have Shion.
Yep.
And Roxas, but then you kind of have Naminé.
Yep.
But then too, if you did pair Shion with Roxas, you could still have Naminé for Riku.
Or Sora because of Roxas and Shion.
True, but it would more make sense that Sora ends up with Kairi, actually.
Yes, yeah.
And then it would make more sense then too that Riku still finds love for Kairi.
Yep.
But then in another form. I think that would be really cool.
There's so much shit going on.
Listen, and yeah, yet again, this is going in a super, like, fucking Kingdom Hearts rant. So I think we'll bottle it for now.
Yep.
There's way too much shit potential.
And if they talk about it at E3, if we see anything,
we're going fucking in. We're going in. I mean, we'll dedicate a whole fucking podcast to that. I mean, we clearly have enough fucking shit to talk about with that. Just, I mean, Jesus Christ, even if we recap the whole story, that's like a 15-hour fucking podcast, so let alone. But yeah, so I think on that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
I just want to give everybody a heads up before we do like a, I think we're gonna wrap this up quick this time.
Yes.
We always usually do like a 5-minute thing. So really
it's
quick,
like when you're leaving a place and you go to the car,
and
then like
you're
walking down the stairs and you're talking, and you walk out the door and then you stand on the other side of the door and you talk, and then you go to the car and then you talk some more.
So really quick, one thing that I'm very excited to bring up, because we always keep talking about that we're starting new projects, and one of the new projects. So I think every podcast we've been trying to bring up a new thing that we've been doing. So this Thursday, we're recording this right now, the 30th going into the 31st.
Yep.
But on Thursday, which will be
June 1st,
starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right? I mean, just for anybody watching, for Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. on Thursday.
June 1st.
Yes. Shovel Knight finally came out with their fucking expansion on Xbox.
Took them for fucking ever.
Yes, so I'm going to be playing Spectre of Torment.
Yep.
Now, what's more important about that news, because I've been ranting about it forever, is it is going to be our first YouTube Let's Play.
Yes.
Which is the most important thing. Like I said, though, at 7 p.m., why I'm bringing that up specifically, that's going to be when I Twitch stream.
Yep.
So if you guys want to be on it, be on the chat, have it back and forth, I'm all fucking for it. I want the community built up for it. I think it's going to be great. But more importantly, if you don't have the time to tune in then, and you don't feel like going on Twitch and watching the whole super blocked up thing, we're going to cut it into 15-minute episodes. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to be putting out the episodes yet, but they will definitely be coming out in a relatively quick pace succession. We'll be going over the details over that more once we do the recording on Thursday. We might also be doing more. Not to say I'm doing the whole block of the playthrough in one session, so we might do multiple. So we'll keep everybody posted on the Facebook page, letting everybody know. But we're just very excited. I'm very, 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 very excited. Jeremy's been hearing me rant about fucking Shovel Knight forever. So finally, Jeremy can hear me shut the fuck up about goddamn this expansion. So I'm happy. Yeah. And also, it's the first Let's Play for the channel, which I think is the best thing ever. We've been doing Twitch streaming a lot, But
and the one after that will probably be when we start our Sonic playthrough. Now that we have an actual date for Mania,
and we can start doing episodic stuff. So so this Shovel Knight one's a bit of an experiment, but I'm very excited for it. Same thing. I'd love to get feedback on what's going on with everybody for it. So but same thing, guys. Always check us out. The Facebook page is the best place to find all the information, updates, all that stuff. But we also have the Twitter, Snapchat, all that stuff.
Instagram, all of it.
All of it, just Players of the Round Table. Like I said, the biggest major thing that we do besides our YouTube channel and the Facebook page is our Twitch. Any major gameplay that you hear us talk about or do stuff, we usually do on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Players of the Round Table. So always check us out on there. We keep up, same thing though, we keep up updates on the Facebook page. If anything too, we'll probably link the Twitch channel and the Facebook page probably in the YouTube description. So we'll do that for everybody too.
And we're doing timestamps this time. That was a very good feedback note that I got. And the description, there will be timestamps of when we talk about each one of the things that I list down there. And that way, if you don't care about Fire Emblem or if you don't care about Injustice, you can just go to exactly what you want. I don't know how to make it clickable where you click on the time and it goes there.
No, we'll probably just do it.
But I'll just have it as you can just look.
I think that's more.
But it might auto do that. I don't know how to. I see that all the time where you can just click on it and it just auto goes to that time.
If anything, we'll at least put the timestamps up for people that want to keep track of it. But on that note, yet again, guys, episode 14, we're wrapping it up. And so yet again, May 30th. And May 31st.
And May 31st. Because it is now 1:07 in the morning.
1:07. So so we're doing that late night.
So forgive us if we yawned.
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to hide it a lot. I yawned like 18 times probably.
Oh yeah.
I just kept my mouth shut the whole time.
Coughed half the way through it. But on that note, guys, good evening, good night, and good luck.
Yep.
Adios, everybody.
See ya.